Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Millennial Smark, and I'm back at it again with another video. Alright, so I just woke up. I looked at Instagram. I looked at X. I looked at the YouTube comments. Even went back to my own poll to see where everyone stands. You know what? Let's look at my poll real quick, because at least that's like a direct connection to me before we actually talk about this. I know people were asking me, oh, Devontae, why didn't you do a poll on Charlotte Flair? Because damn near the entire poll would be 1 out of 2. You know what I mean? No one wanted Charlotte Flair to win the Royal Rumble. At least with Jey Uso, the consensus that I'm seeing right now, it's not necessarily that they didn't want Jey to win, but it's more so there was too much star power in that match to give the excuse for Jey Uso to win. You know what I mean? I think that's the biggest consensus coming out of this. Charlotte, they just didn't want to win in general. And when I look at my poll for the Jey Uso one, as of the making of this video, it says 7%, 9 out of 10, 59%, 6 out of 8, 18%, 3 out of 5, and 16%, 1 out of 2. So if you take the 1 out of 5, meaning those are the ones that I put that were negative to Jey Uso, it's about 34%. And then if you take the 9 out of 10, the 6 out of 8, or the 6 through 10, that's about 66%, give or take. Yeah, 66%. I graduated math, I think. And it kind of feels like there are more people who were at least in favor of Jey Uso winning versus those who didn't care for Jey Uso winning. So at least that's within my own audience, right? A bunch of contrarians we are. But even then, though, if you're saying that you're in favor of Jey Uso versus the ones who aren't in favor of Jey Uso, that's a pretty high fucking number. That's a pretty high number. That's 1/3 of your audience, just within my audience. But obviously WWE's audience, at least a sample size suggests that 1/3 of the audience did not want Jey Uso to win. That's 33%. That's pretty fucking big. That's pretty big. I know. Diddy. No Diddy. Fuck me. Diddy. Damn it. Whatever. My point being is, though, like, you look at all that and then you search throughout the internet and then you look at how people are reacting. You would think that these are two of the worst winners in Rumble history. Now, obviously, when you look at the past history of the Rumble from an individual perspective, you will see that people like Roman Reigns exist. You know, I wouldn't necessarily count Batista. I think Batista was more so just, you know, wrong place, wrong time. Anybody could have been in Batista's position and they would have got booed out of the building because they wanted Daniel Bryan to win. So I wouldn't necessarily count that. I think Roman Reigns is a perfect person in regards to who you look at as far as the reaction goes to the Royal Rumble, as far as a person who they did not want. But I think these, if for nothing else, are rivaling it, right? They're definitely rivaling it, especially Charlotte's. You know, again, with Jey Uso, it's a little bit more divisive. It's a little bit more like, you know, they don't think he's ready for a position like that. But more so, the readiness comes because of all the people who were, you know, actively competing in that match that they thought should have won. Charlotte, though. Charlotte, because I want to kind of separate this into two different videos as far as the reactions are considered. Can I read you some of the comments just to kind of give you a taste? Let me read you some of the comments that I was seeing during her press conference video, because I was watching it live while the video was uploading, and man, oh man, the live stream ate her alive. Let's look at some of these comments real quick. Here, check this out real fast. One person wrote, and I'm going to read the comments in order. You could probably see the comments regardless of when you go to the video, so you'll see them in order also. Once again, Miss Overrated and Overhyped Charlotte Flair playing her creative control card. Again. Every time she returns, she gets thrown straight back into a title shot. Someone else wrote, so many talented women. Why does Charlotte keep getting unnecessary pushes? Nothing against her. She is one of the greats, but the special treatment has to stop. She didn't earn it this time around. She the Hogan of the women division. Cena did what Charlotte couldn't, put his ego aside. This is Charlotte's first win with her new face. Roman's character evolved. Charlotte's never did. It's actually sad. With all the talent on the women's roster, you're still forcing Charlotte on us. Charlotte Hogan, the facelift. The comments are killing me. She looks like a different person. And I quote, self-made. Her last name says otherwise. Triple H, we're giving Roxanne the win tonight. Charlotte, that doesn't work for me, brother. It all over again. Get another title shot for doing absolutely nothing. Boo! She's the Hogan of this era. Worst decision of the year. This is not new era. By the way, can I stop there for a second? Because that's all the comments I really want to read. Can you people stop calling this shit the new era? What do you fucking mean the new era? Everything is still exactly the fucking same. Like I think I said this before. It's such a pet peeve of mine when I see people actually talk like that. Oh, this is the new era. Let me give this random time period a name, even though nothing, absolutely nothing is different. No superstars, the environment, the fans, the technology, the culture, nothing is completely different from what the fuck I just named the previous era that had nothing to do with the last era. But I'm gonna give it a new name anyways because I'm so desperate for change. And I understand you're desperate for change, but things have to actually occur to separate itself from, the last era. Though the way I look at it, this is still the same era from 2008, 2009. I really don't see any difference at all. Nothing substantial has completely changed. But sure, whatever makes yourself feel better, right? You should probably call this the indefinite era if you ask me. But back to Charlotte Flair. It feels like everybody is gunning for it. Everybody hates her. Everybody wants her gone. And you know what? I'm willing to say this. I can see both sides of the argument. God, I hate being impartial. I like to take a stance on this, but I can see both sides of the argument, right? For the people who hate Charlotte Flair, it's one of those deals where it's like, fuck, here we go again. It's the never-ending story. It's LOL, Charlotte wins, right? But then, on the other side, and you can still get mad at this. You can blame Triple H. I would not blame you for blaming Triple H. I completely understand. You look at the list of people. Go back on my Rumble review. I got all the names listed in order. Entrance and eliminations. All of it listed completely in order. You look at those names. Like, feasibly look at those names. Now ask yourself, who the fuck has momentum to go into WrestleMania this year? Like, logically. And like I said, that falls back on a Triple H. In the end of the day, the creative always falls back on him. But given that situation right now, right here, you gotta make a decision. Who else fit that criteria to be in that position? Unfortunately, no one. Do we have to go down the list of the names? You tell me. I got the list directly in front of my face right now. You tell me. Look at these names for the Women's Royal Rumble. You tell me who has momentum currently at this moment right now, right? Io Sky. I mean, nah. She was just at Saturday Night's main event. Although you can make the same argument about Jey Uso. And she was at WrestleMania last year. Be kind of biased to say otherwise about Charlotte, but you didn't say it about Io, right? Liv Morgan, same thing. Been champion the majority of the year. Roxanne Perez, she's in NXT, man. Lyra Valkyria, no heat whatsoever. Chelsea, she's a mid-card champion, no heat. B-Fab, your mom. Ivy now, come on. Zoe Stark, be real. Lash Legend, no. Bianca Belair, you could probably make an argument for it, but it kind of feels like they want to do a one-on-one match with her and Jade Cargill at WrestleMania. We'll see, but that's what it feels like they're going towards right now. Shayna Baszler, no. Bayley, shit, she's in NXT right now too. Technically, Sonya Deville, come on. Maxine Dupree, your mom. Naomi, you might make an argument, but at the same time, she's probably going to fit somewhere into the storyline with Bianca and Jade. Jada Parker, not right now. Piper Niven, no. Natalya, no. Jordan Grace, she just came into the company. Maybe you can make an argument, but then this whole Charlotte argument makes no sense if you're going to use Jordan in that sense, in regards to she hasn't earned it, right? Mia Yim, no momentum. Alexa Bliss, maybe. She's the only one that you can make a strong argument for as Alexa Bliss. I can see Alexa Bliss. Zelina Vega, no. Candice, no. Stephanie, she's in NXT right now. Stephanie Vaquer, that is. Trish Stratus, come on. You can't make that argument with Charlotte, but then turn around and say Trish, right? Raquel, no. Julia, NXT. Nia, you would have complained about that too. Nikki Bella, get the fuck out of here. The only person logically who could have maybe fit that criteria is Alexa Bliss. But then again, she did the same thing Charlotte did. They both returned. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that I'm necessarily pulling for Charlotte, but I'm just trying to give you the side as to why they went with that decision. Is it logical? It's hard to say, because it's logical in the current sense if you look at all the comparing talent. But at the same time, it's not logical because you had all year to build up some women and you failed miserably at it, and here we are. You know, here we are. And then you have on the flip side of all of that, obviously Jey Uso. Like I said, with Charlotte, everybody hated it, but with Jey Uso, that is probably the most decisive Royal Rumble winner I think I've ever seen. Or divisive, excuse me, not decisive, divisive Royal Rumble winner I think I've ever seen. There are people who are saying things such as he's selling merch. You know, he has the highest participation as far as the audience is considered. You know, he's arguably one of the most popular wrestlers currently going on right now. But I think with everything, it comes right back to the booking, right? It comes right back to, how do you set this man up? I see people who are arguing on behalf of Jey Uso and suggesting that he's been working at this for a long time. How can you sit here and say that he doesn't deserve it? He does. He's been doing this forever. You know, even as a, you know, quote unquote main eventer, he's been at this for about 4.5 years. And I can see that side of the argument, but you can't sit here and ignore the talent that's around him and the ability that Jey Uso currently lacks at the moment that they have. You know, again, I hate both sides in this issue, but that's the issue that these people are having. You have Punk, you have Rollins, you have McIntyre, you have Roman Reigns. Hell, some may even argue Logan Paul. I wouldn't make that argument, but some people will make that argument. And they see all this talent and they think to themselves, Jay? But I think also people need to understand on the flip side of the argument too, that no matter what would have happened, someone would have said something. There would have been a problem. There would have been something negative going on, because Jey Uso is a person who's new to this scene, right? As far as being established is considered. And it's one of those things where it's like, okay, had it been Punk, people would have said something about him, you know, being too old, or he hasn't done anything throughout the year, he hasn't barely wrestled, you know, why should he get that spot? Same thing about Roman Reigns or Seth Rollins. They probably would have called him Hogan also, because he's always hogging up the spotlight just like Charlotte. You know, it's those kind of things where it's like it would have made it divisive no matter what. You know what I mean? That's how I look at that situation right there. But I think it comes right back to the fact that Jey Uso in himself because it reflects back on Triple H at the end of the day, right? Had he gave him some strong creative, he would have had an excuse to be in this position. That's the point. He would have had an excuse to be in this position, but considering that Triple H didn't give him strong enough creative, he looks kind of goofy being in this position, right? That's the whole point. He looks goofy as hell being in this position, especially considering that last week on Saturday, him going up against Gunther, he basically failed at that, and then just to come back the following week to win the Rumble, it does look a tad bit goofy. I can see it from that perspective also. Yeah, I can see that. You know, it almost feels like the whole roundabout way of doing the 50-50 booking type of shit, right? And everybody hates 50-50 booking because it's not decisive enough for a person. So I think no matter how you look at this, positive or negative, it all comes right back to Triple H and his creative, right? Had he done a better job at producing better women, then there would be no excuse to have Charlotte Flair in that position. Had he done a better job of giving Jey Uso some decent creative, then maybe people can buy him being in this position. And he does have time. You know, WrestleMania is coming up. It is progressing going forward. And, you know, like I said, I'm taking a new approach, whether it's AEW or WWE, when looking at the future. If it does seem a tad bit like, okay, this is at least different, I'm willing to give it a chance just based off the fact that it has never been done before. But those chances, man, those chances are definitely very, very small. You know, WrestleMania is coming up, and people are hating Charlotte. People are attempting to expose Jey Uso for not being as talented as he is because of what he lacks, obviously, versus what he's putting across. But all I can really say is sit back and just wait and see how everything's going to play out. It's WrestleMania season. Most of the time, they don't really flounder when it comes to WrestleMania season. The only thing that I am curious about, though, is how do we get to WrestleMania? What is the point of WrestleMania? Who is going to be champion going into WrestleMania? Are they really going to run Jey Uso and Gunther back after doing it at Saturday night's main event? Is that something that you want to do in your main event of WrestleMania? I don't know. I'm not sure if that's the appropriate situation that you want to do. Charlotte and Tiffany, I guarantee you will have a killer match if Tiffany will be champion going into WrestleMania. Everything else is up in the air. I guess the only way to find out is to see as time progresses. But I will say this before I get off. Both sides with these stupid fucking arguments in regards to, you have the people who are, you know, for Jey Uso and Charlotte Flair, you know, who are saying, oh my god, all you do is complain. Stop complaining. Like, these are the same motherfuckers who are in the AEW fucking comment section, or, you know, bitching and moaning about AEW with me and with everybody else. Please stop it with that nonsense. It's so fucking annoying when I see these hypocrites do that. Stop it with the nonsense. Okay, when it's something that you hate, you fucking bitch and moan about it. So give people the courtesy of doing the exact same thing. Just because they don't agree with you doesn't mean you get to go around suggesting that they should shut the fuck up. No, you shut the fuck up. Go enjoy the product. I say this all the fucking time. If you like it that much, then go fucking enjoy it. Stop worrying about what the next person fucking enjoys. And on the opposite side, for the people who are saying things like, oh, you're a corporate shield for liking this thing. Oh my god, you suck WWE's cock. How does Triple H balls taste like? These people are so fucking annoying, bro. They're so fucking annoying. That's the cancer part about the internet. Why can't we? Okay, if I like something, I like something. If you like something, you like something. Go fucking like it. Give your opinion all you want to. Nothing wrong with that. But you're never going to convince a person who likes something as to why they should hate it because you fucking hate it. Give your opinion. That's cool. The insults and shit, like, dude, it's wrestling, bro. It's not that fucking serious. It's not that fucking serious at all. It's not. Tell your jokes, whatever. Get your quips out there. Say that you hate it. But to go after people because they think a certain way as far as the wrestling is considered, you're fucking insane. Both of you sides are fucking insane. The the "you always complain" side, who always complain themselves, and the "you're a WWE shell, how does his balls taste?" Fuck these people, bro. I swear, fuck both sides. But let me hear your thoughts down in the comment section in regards to what I'm saying right now. Charlotte, Jay, if you got anything to add to it, please at least make sure it's constructive. But as always, my name is Devontae, and I'll be back probably tomorrow, maybe Tuesday. We'll see. A deuces and a P. Ice.